Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here, and I am back in Empire Total War with the American Republic. It is the between episode AI turn that I usually run before I start recording, but things are going down. Austria has declared war on us once again. I really don't feel like fighting Prussia right now. I'm really trying to wrap this series down and get all these wars stopped, so I'm not going to call my allies to help. And now it's just me and Austria. So I kind of expected this. We had a really rough peace because Austria was just so powerful in Europe and I had taken so much from them. They were probably not going to maintain that peace for long. So yeah, I kind of saw this coming. This does force me to face enemies on multiple fronts in Europe once again. So... and it looks like I also have some in North America to worry about. I'm still pretty confident, though, that we're going to get this thing winding down here pretty shortly. These larger European empires that are so angry with me are really on their last legs. They can't hold out for much longer. I think I am over the hill here, if you will. I'm past the tipping point. I'm too powerful to fail. And it looks like we have our first battle for this episode. Swedish forces are attacking our new army here in Denmark. If you guys remember, this army was trying to hold the rear of our lines while we made a beeline for Stockholm. And I think we actually get to use the fort, so I'm going to fight this out and try and hold this small army back. We have good chances, I think. And as I hoped, for once, we actually do have the fort here. I'm looking for any kind of damage, if we have a hole somewhere, and I don't think we do. I must have actually repaired this thing before they got here, so... I could have sworn I had some artillery. I'll go ahead and put my cavalry outside, although... oh, that's my general. Let's not do that. Who does that leave? Got garrison militia. Let's put you over here. More line infantry. Let's put you... over here. I have no idea where they're going to come from. And then our firelock citizenry over here. Alright, they're over there. And they're coming quite quickly, it looks like. Everybody run. Now that's some accurate rifle fire. Good grief. Or musket fire, I guess. A lot of hits, a lot of losses for the Swedish right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and try and hit those grenadiers as quickly as possible that cavalry charge. And I'll pull them back because there's more infantry arriving right now with a bayonet charge. What's going on back here? Lots of infantry trying to get into my fort. And do they have artillery? They do. Meet them at the wall. Come on, guys, fire. And there's one of the charges right there. Let's meet them on the bridge. And that other unit's going to try and get behind me, it looks like. And my dragoons are going to hit those grenadiers from the side. Perfect. If I can break them, I'm going to chase this other unit down that's already broken. I think my weak spot's going to be over here, with just one unit of line infantry and these firelock armed citizenry. They're not well trained. Dragoons, go ahead and fall back this way. Regiment, fire on the Swedish right there. Ooh, and we just took a lot of hits from that artillery. Yeah, let's pick on that routed unit. Let my infantry do some work up here. Their grenadiers are putting up a good fight, but I just barely outnumber them still. Everyone's just locked in hand-to-hand combat over here. More severe losses from the artillery. Okay, that unit is shattered. Let's go ahead and form you guys up, reload, and we'll hit them again. Oh, excellent. So with all those losses, they're not going to be able to take any of the gates. And without the gates, they can't get their cavalry inside. They have 2 units of dismounted light dragoons, which means that I probably can't get at their artillery unless I do a desperate charge. You guys go and reinforce that direction. I will go over here. And over here. Whoops, they faced me. Let's fall back. Lost just a few more horse right there. But I'm behind cover now, so that's good. And now their artillery is targeting my generals, so I'm going to actually sally forth and try and take out that artillery. Their only mounted cavalry is trying to attack the fort, it looks like. Ah, I have some units on the ground here, that's why. And there we go. We have broken the Swedish over here as well. Let's get all you guys on these cannons. Come on, horses. Pathfind your way out of the gate. Or stack up glitched against the gate. That works too. Never change, Empire. Never change. Are you kidding me? The horse are totally stuck. Fine, go here and go out this gate. Hit them. Hit them now, man. Gee, if only my other unit of cavalry could actually help. I'm just going to fast forward this here because my dragoons are basically done for. Thanks to that pathfinding glitch, there's no way I can reinforce them in time. So that leaves me with no cavalry outside of the fort. And these guys are also stuck. Yeah, it looks like the AI is going to possibly win this because of the gates being locked. My cavalry are completely helpless, and I can't do anything to lash out at that artillery because as soon as I come off the walls, I will be defeated by their dragoons, which will immediately remount. That is incredibly frustrating. Even on defensive fort battles, everything manages to break. Yep, everybody's breaking. Tell you what, guys, I'm just not going to fight this any further. I can try and fight these pathfinding glitches, but I think we've lost this one, and it's just going to be a frustration and an additional waste of my time and your time. So I'm just gonna slap this thing on fast forward and do what I can to try and hold out. Amusingly, their troops can't get through the gate either. Yeah, I'm done with this one for sure. Well guys, that's an unfortunate start to the episode. I gotta remember one of these days that I've just gotta stop fighting the fort battles unless I have overwhelming force and can auto-resolve. But hey, at least we bled their army really badly. Their army's almost done for. Fortunately, so is ours, and they have recaptured Denmark. Alright guys, first things first. We have some new recruitment and some new trade going on. Some trade route raids at least. We have some new elections. And let's see. Lowest public order is France. Our government popularity is only 63%, which sounds about right for the US. But we have plenty of well-skilled ministers. President Wolf has assumed office. Let's go back to Europe first and see what's going on here. Yeah, Sweden has retaken Denmark, and the population is quite happy about that. But they're definitely in danger over here at Stockholm.
Your humble servant.
Forward! For crown and country!
At the ready.
Let's get all three of these armies within range.
Waiting for your
Sir.
order.
And we'll get ready for that gigantic battle.
Men, forward! Anything more?
That's going to be a tough fight, but they have a lot of artillery that's going to be stuck inside of that fort. So yeah, guys, peace with Sweden could happen as soon as this turn. Spain is hostile, Sweden remains hostile for now, and Austria is newly hostile. They're currently at war with us, France, and Great Britain. That's our classic alliance. France is at war with Austria, Venice, Spain, Prussia, and Savoy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oops,
sir.
I recruited a general.
Ready.
We already had one, but the new general actually has some nice new traits, so
Ready for order.
that works for me. It's a nice little army right there. I think it only needs some light infantry, if possible. Maybe one unit of horse additionally. Do light dragoons. Of course, I'm just going to keep cranking out these line infantry and cannons because I have plenty of additional armies left to build.
Ready for action!
Hey, Spain has an army sitting right
Humble
there.
servant.
Meanwhile, we're sitting pretty in Paris. And I'm recruiting a cannon, it looks like. It's an interesting strategy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you guys are in dire need of replenishment.
Ready for order.
I think a lot of these armies are going to have to sit for one more turn. Ooh, not this one though. You're going south immediately.
Troops, forward!
Let's check up on the east here. Yeah, it looks like Austria's got a couple of armies coming my way, but their empire is so small compared to what it used to be. Prussia's making me nervous, but
Sir.
I think I'm going to go ahead and get this army moving to reinforce.
Citizens, march! Halt!
And this army will take up
Sir.
their post
Your orders?
at the border. So then this army can march over here.
Immediately!
And we'll be ready to confront this first Austrian army, which is really more of a scouting party. Okay, what else needs to be done? Paris is repaired. You're welcome, France, again. And we have one tiny raiding army here in the west. I'll leave France's modern university alone for now. How are things here in Iceland? It's a nice little defensive force. I'll add an actual regiment of horse to that, as well as some Minutemen in Iceland. Alright, looking good.
Ship shape and Bristol.
Yet more trade route raiding.
Where to, Captain?
So we have one big fight for Stockholm. Back home, Austrian forces are camped outside of Upper Canada still. They're still at war with Great Britain. I'm not sure why they haven't fought again. British forces are pretty built up here.
Ready for orders.
As for you two invading Michigan territory, that just won't do. Let's gather up the militias
Forward!
and ride north.
Forward! March!
Who else can I muster? There's a few guys here in the Cherokee territory.
Troops! Forward!
Ah, yes, and the Algonquin territory. They will answer the call as well.
Forward! March!
More orders?
That should be more than enough to hold the line. And I've actually got plenty of money to spend on some improvements back home to industry. Two more units of line infantry for New Mexico. And how is Mexico doing? It's earning me a tidy profit. I'm going to maintain that occupation until basically every other war is finished. Then at that point, I'll probably give Mexico to like France or someone to govern. Maybe they'll have better luck keeping them from constantly declaring war on me. And it might be time for an additional
Ready for orders.
set of units to go up north. Maybe one to keep in the center of my territories out here. Williamsburg is looking nice and secure these days. Let's build some colonial light infantry. And from Philadelphia, the 1st Delaware can actually be recruited again. Some long riflemen, line infantry, what else here? Light dragoons, 24-pounder howitzer. How about Boston. Oh yes, more line infantry. I won't bother with the smaller cannons, I'll just recruit some horse as well. So that's going to be almost an entire additional army. Basically, an entire additional army in one turn. 6,000 for a steam-powered cloth mill. Our last bit of research, mass production, is almost complete. And I am actually running out of things to spend money on. Dropping 8,000 on these industrial upgrades. Our economy is in pretty good shape. I guess as far as recruitment goes, I really should recruit more from Paris to help hold the line and march south into Spain. So that leaves me 10,000 for replenishment after all of these battles. And I might even have to dip into some of these industrial upgrades just to help with that too. But first things first,
Yes, sir.
I am not going to allow this incursion on my home territory. Let's engage Austria's armies here in the north first. And it looks like, for some reason, I'm not able to reinforce with my second army. That's fine. We'll go ahead and fight this one out. Oh man, this is a blizzard battle here in wintertime Michigan territory. I think a lot of these hills are actually not great. They're too far forward of my lines, so shrapnel shot here on the left. There's a good sightline. Whoops. Let's do round shot for you. Actually, no. Shrapnel for the 12-pounder. Those are bigger cannonballs. And then round shot for the smaller cannon. And quicklime for the howitzer. I do have a lot of militia in this army. That's a solid amount of troops, though. I think you guys are really going to have to go down here. Help support that small cannon. And let's space out the militia with some actual line infantry. So that leaves my general, who's going all the way here in the back. My first grouping of horse. Put you guys over here. We have good 2 more units of horse. You guys over here. Alright. Round shot, quicklime, shrapnel. I'm going to pause things here just to take a look. Okay. Where can that quicklime hit? Nowhere, because I forgot to deploy you, despite looking at you twice. So round shot instead. Fire on the line infantry. Shrapnel shot. Fire down on these. No. Do round shot. No, you actually have pretty terrible reach. There we go, round shot. Fire on the horse as well. A few minor hits. Where are they going to hit for me? round shot, thankfully. I want that quick lime dropping right in their ranks of infantry. Ooh, there it is. Good hits, good hits. Ooh, and we have some cavalry charges. Can we stop them with concentrated fire is the question. I don't think so. Let's get my cavalry in here quickly. They're striking at my militia. It's a good hit at my weak spot. Come on, get within range for canister. There's the canister. Only minor hits though. They're going right for my militiamen again. I'm going to ignore them and focus on the infantry. Regiment of horse, come close that line. It's a nasty fight up here. These are unique units, Horse Guard, it looks like. Well, they've pushed quite hard with all their cavalry. So now, I think I'm gonna make a push right for their artillery. What are you guys doing? Attack. Square formation. I think it's too late though. Maybe not. Nice. Very nice. Fire, fire, fire. Or awkwardly reload. We have militia attacking my militia. Wow, the Austrians are being very aggressive here. Very surprising. Go after that horse artillery. Hold the line, men. Hold the line. Let's have my general do some work. Finish off this first regiment of foot. That's their first regiment. My 12-pounder artillery has been intercepted, it looks like. Enough of their horse guards got past my square formation and caused them to have to defend their cannons. Their general is exposed too. Don't mind if I do. Colonial light infantry, sure. All units move up. Light infantry, assist the militia. Light infantry, bayonet charge. Bayonet charge. Canister shot. And their general has died. I think these are light infantry back here, possibly riflemen. My cavalry should be able to do a direct charge, though. Ah, look at that. Mop-ups on every side. Tide is turning. Ah, my howitzers got attacked too. Look at that. 9 men out of 18. Alright, cannon over here. You guys got attacked too. Their cavalry really did a number on my artillery. Smart of them, for sure. I want no men retreating from this battle. Hunt them down. Now, in that battle, we did lose over 700 men, but we wiped out their entire army, pretty much. They only have 200 men left. And away they go.
Left. March.
Ready for orders. Make ready.
Immediately.
We're still able to reinforce the capital here.
Sir.
And I think I'll have this army march after the guys retreating there.
Citizens, march.
+1 morale for battles. Well fought. Well, that replenishment wasn't nearly as bad as I expected. So we still have quite a few battles here to fight, guys. Let's talk out our strategy real quick. I still want the majority of these armies in France. I'm going to say my 3 main armies here at Paris to march south and conquer Spain. Even with Spain's aggression, I think I'm going to sue for peace relatively quickly. Their empire is crumbling. They still hold Jerusalem, actually, as well as Egypt, but they have rebellions here in Tunis, and I think what I'll do is I'll take Spain, take Madrid, and I'll give it to France immediately. That way I just don't have to worry about it. From there, I might take Morocco and maybe hold that as a military outpost. A way to keep tabs on the small remainder of the Spanish Empire. Now, this army I don't think is going to be able to take these 2 territories alone. These belonged to France, I think, Savoy and Lombardy. I'd like to return them to France. I think that might have to wait for that additional army from Paris to be recruited. Is everybody recruiting that can recruit? Not quite. Now they are. That's going to be a ridiculous battle for Sweden. So that's definitely not going to happen in this episode. We're very low on time. Let's just take a look at what's left.
Make ready.
Ah, we have a fight here against some
Ready. And wait
Spanish forces occupying the port. That might be a good fight to end the episode on. Especially after that throwaway fort battle in the beginning.
How may I serve?
Overall, North America is looking pretty secure. Although I'm also seeing that this ridiculous navy of first rates has blockaded my port once again.
Ready for action.
That's okay. I've got more first rates coming myself. And with this amount of money coming in every turn, it's over 60,000 on average per turn. I can probably just wear that navy down and just suicide a couple of fleets against it. I'm going to also send this agent to spy up north. I want to see what's going on up here. Alright guys, let's finish this episode off by kicking this Spanish army out of liberated France.
Yes. Sorry, sir.
Man, they're so injured. I don't think it's actually worth the time to deploy. That's 500 men versus my 2,600. And they have no artillery. But you know what? I'm going to make a point. I'm going to deploy my army just to see how low I can keep my casualties. I think what I'm going to do here to keep those casualties low is force them to come towards my artillery. And it looks like I really don't have a great setup for that artillery. So I'm just going to stagger it like this. Put you guys on the end in square formation. Who do I have left here? Ooh, I have a puckle gun. Let's get you front and center. We have just a bit more line infantry. Let's get a line infantry for the end over here as well. Their deployment goes pretty far in that direction, so they might actually be more to that side. In fact, let's deploy the puckle guns over here, with the assumption that they might spawn mostly on this left side. So I'll bring that militia back over here too. And now for my cavalry. Continental Light, you guys will be essential in baiting the enemy into coming towards me. Also have the 1st Lancers, Pulaski's Legion. I think that'll be a rear attack unit along with this regiment of horse. Let's get this thing started. Right in the middle. That works for me. There's some shrapnel shot. Did that quicklime really kill no one? Come on now, game. And the puckle guns open up. No hits yet, I don't think. Oh man, their cavalry are just getting cut down in the charge. 6 men out of 25 are the only ones to even get close. And the puckle gun speaks. How few casualties can we get away with? Let's find out. Canister shot on the line infantry. Go ahead and fire that off. I want you guys to seal in this gap immediately. Pulaski's Legion. Hit those mounted Spanish bandits from behind. And their army crumbles quickly. That's some withering fire right there. Oops, our own artillery is hurting us just a bit. Okay. All artillery, hold your fire at this point. Time for the mop-up. The general's bodyguard actually got away with 1 man, which is probably the general. That always seems to be how it ends up. Man, the Spanish bandits are making a run for it. But we're going to intercept some of them for sure. I'll just fast forward the massacre. And there you have it. We only lost 22 men. Some of that is definitely due to our own artillery because they only killed 6 of us.
Make ready.
So we can definitely repair that dock and replenish all units that need it. Pretty solid work right there. I'll send you guys after that remaining army. And this army also has +1 morale. So yeah, in the next episode, we're going to start slowly heading south towards Madrid. We'll be preparing armies to take back Savoy and Lombardy. We'll be defending from the Austrians in the east. And then up north, we'll have to finish off this Austrian army and just maintain the borders. Great Britain can fight these guys on their own. I think first priority Seeing we've been building up to it for so long. In the next episode is the battle for Stockholm. I want to make sure that I get in there before they reinforce with any more troops. That's it for now, though. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the other stuff going up on the channel this week, and I'll catch you guys next time.